Good afternoon. Welcome to CryptoNite Club. And today we have AMA with Relation Project. What is the relation? Relation Labs is building a Jessica.
Hello, Sharon.
Let's first of all, I would like to ask a brief introduction about your project and about you.
Okay, cool. My name is Jessica. I'm the founder of the Relation. And the time when I started looking at cryptos was in 2017 when I quit my crypto trading job in Singapore and started doing some blockchain research and started developing my crypto quant strategies and later started derivatives and DeFi strategy in 2020. I see the industry is changing rapidly in the past few years. So we found that a lot of great projects coming out and changing the way people are doing things, just like DeFi is very innovative one. And from the very beginning that the tokens are only used for transaction circulation. It's like a e-cash, a peer-to-peer transactions. And now there are very rich application scenarios with the continuous development of the smart contract, and also with the next version of the web we call it Web3. So our team has also been deeply involved in the blockchain industry and has grown with it.
Awesome, great to hear that. So can you please tell more about Relation, please? And what is the story behind building Relation project?
Yeah, of course. In our past experience of using the internet and also the applications that we find out that the current development of the internet was deviated from the initial design. As users moving from being the recipients of information to the participants, their digital behavior recorded in the form of data asset held by the tech companies. I mean the big techs. The online personal data and benefit from the vast amount of data available and taking control of your world with their algorithms. Imagine if one day they just went out of business and shut down our social accounts, then all the dynamics we have posted and the network relations we have built would disappear together. So it would be a shame to see that we create data that we never had. In the Web3 world, we believe that native tokens, it can offer some decentralized, open, and boundless way of interacting with people. So at this stage, instead of creating multiple identities on the very centralized platform, we can just associate all user on-chain addresses with a unified, decentralized digital identity. So enabling users to store and manage their data and digital assets based on the privacy protocols and keys. We believe by doing so, we'll empower the individuals by taking back the data sovereignty and getting a benefit of data they created and owning the control of their data. So Relation strives to be a multi-chain explorer on the value of Web3 social graph data. Our vision is to provide the most powerful and data-enriched social graph for the global multi-chain ecosystem. And currently, we are based on the different underlying protocol. We have launched the Relation One, which is the app to help users to build social graph networks on Web3. It's a live product. You can just download it from the Google Web Store. And we have also built the Relation Link to Suite to enable the developers to quickly access and to their businesses in any social graph infrastructure.
Thank you for explanation, Jessica. So Relation One is a social product for users. So what can you offer them? What do you want to make a product like this? Why do you want to make a product like this?
Yeah, Relation One is a social app developed by us and for the web users to easily manage their social and NFT activities play. And currently we just like MetaMask, internet identity for the IC, and Polkadot. And in the future, the more wallet login portals from the chain ecosystem will be integrated by our tech team and making it easy for any crypto users to experience the social application of Relation One. And we are in from some Web2 accounts, just like Twitter, etc. And for now, Relation Lab will subsidize 1T gas fee per user for them to create their own private data space with zero cost interaction. So just your data space is zero cost, will subsidy for you now. And after the users adding a multi-chain address on the Relation One, the users can quickly get an exclusive Web3 personality tags. They can get accumulate matching of friends on the chain and recommendation services of it with the people with the same interest, forming a people-centric visual Web3 on the corresponding chains in the Relation One. So with all those functions, we believe users will get a better engagement experience when using new applications and without.
To know that Relation is building on Near platform, Arway platform, and Cosmos too. I'm more interested in this project from now. So one more thing is like Relation is also sending push notifications for NFTs. That's really awesome feature. I like it.
Thanks, you like it. We hope our community users will all like it. And they can just join the Discord channel and make suggestions to us. We will pick some to schedule future development for you. Your Relation One is designed by you.
Great. So how does Relation ensures users' data sovereignty?
Yeah, this is a really good question. Our vision is that one person holding one private key have a one data space and control the entire data sovereignty. That's all in one. So to give the Web3 user control over their data. So to do that, we decouple the social relationship data from Web3 applications and store it in a data place that user have in full control of. That means you are the only controller of your data canister, and nobody else will be accessing your data. The users can store and manage and modify any data in the data space, including contacts and game assets, DAO identities, and wallet assets and the app authorizations. So the users can not only determine the content, scope, and length of open access to their social relationship data, and they can revoke it through the permission management suite. And will help the user to earn rewards to the data to earn in our subsequent plans.
Earning rewards for data is a good feature. Okay, so what is a relation link? How do you empower dApps to build their own business?
Yeah, we have built the relation link to suite. That's a toolbox to support all public chain apps and developers to quickly access the Web3 social graph data and modularly combine the social component of Relation One, just like I mentioned. So Relation aims to help the apps quickly for the business opportunities to increase the social attributes and improve their user stickiness and gain effective user growth in a cost-effective way. How do we do that? We offer the open source relation graph access query API, and also the relation dashboard API, and also the modular social functionality component and multi-chain smart contract wallet solutions. That's all ready for adoption at this moment for the app developers. And Relation provides the development scaffolding that is easy to develop, test, and deploy for the developers. We develop this local development environments such that no developers are required to understand the underlying protocols, and the contracts can be deployed efficiently with the help of our front-end templates. And we also explore the diverse Web3 track, the apps, and tap into potential usage scenarios. To give some example, that like a DID project can acquire valuable on-chain users after linking the relation graph to co-construct the privacy of a Web3 reputation system based on their social relationship data. And to give another example is that, for example, a GameFi project can also integrate our chat function and can invite friends from their contact list, and can invite their friend to PK in the ranking list, and the other functions of a social function components we have to adopt to increase the stickiness of their community user and to expand their user base. Another example is that a social fi project can start a business quickly by just adopting the open source relation one use case, and without high cost, giving them more time and energy to focus on the business logic to better serve their users.
So many benefits, functions which can be very useful for users and developers from relation project.
Yeah, we hope.
So, what is your core technology, and how do they support your proper functioning of your business?
Yes, really good question. That's a good point, because we need to store a lot of data, right, on chain. But actually, for a lot of the public chains now, they don't have the storage functions at this moment. And what we did is that we developed a relation graph. This is our core technology. The relation graph is the first graph database written in Rust and deployed on Watson, and is the underlying core engine of relation. So as a basis for constructing the relation social graph, it provides us the graph storage, graph query, graph computation, and graph analysis, and basic database technology capabilities. So it will extend the technical modules for graph visualization and graph neural networks. By using this graph database as an underlying storage engine for complex social data and providing a Sparkle query language interface, we can help the Web3 apps to achieve a higher order data application paradigm and more gradually exploit the value of social relationship data. So if you have some technical background, you can have the idea that actually the graph database is the frontier technology in the tech companies, and it's have more efficiencies in compared to the relational database. And our relation graph is storing the authorized data of users and providing the data interfaces to support data analysis and data mining in the upper layer. And relation social graph will be synchronizing after users update their authorized data and aggregate all users' authorization data with the public data in each blockchain network. So so it means the social graph applies to every single blockchain ecology that we are doing multi-chain. The activities on every chain can be stored here in your data space. And so by doing that, we will eventually build an n-degree social relationship graph of users based on their on-chain behavior, their asset status, and their interest preference in different blockchain networks. Users and other dApps can quickly get the relation social graph analysis without complicated computations when they make deep queries. All these operations, which are not possible on the native blockchains that we're familiar with, like Ethereum, now become a reality with the technical support of the relation graph. We currently provide the enriched data analysis module based on the underlying graph database, include the n-degree relationship recommendations, content subscription push, etc., etc. And in the future, we are also supporting the higher order behavioral chain predictions, business intelligence, and AI and other form of data services subsequently in the future. That's it.
Great to know that you're integrating AI in your platform. Awesome. So can you tell us more about team, who people build this relation project, and who is the core team members?
Yeah, sure. Relation now have a team of 21. We're located in Singapore, United States, and other places across the world. And most of us are developers. Our team members have known each other for years, and we all have a close eye on the industry trends in the past few years. And we were interested in DeFi's and FTs and other interesting dApps. We all think that the current blockchain ecosystem is not interactive enough. That means, for example, if I have several lands in the metaverse and want to buy the one in between my lines to make them link together a larger place, I cannot talk to my neighbor. Instead, I have to spend time finding the person in some places like Discord or Telegram and to get in touch with them. So we hope the crypto world can be more interactable and reachable. So we work together to develop this project relation. We have our chief architect Ben and CTO Yan from AWS as a senior tech expert, and our CMO Sentry was active in the Polkadot ecosystem before joining us this year. And the rest of the tech team have an average of 4 years of blockchain developing experiences in the top blockchain companies before joining us.
Awesome. Great. The team has a very good experience, and they're from all over the world. So how does it take to develop a project, and what plans do you have for the future, and what can we expect from Relation?
We have started developing Relation in the second half of last year, and in the past few months, we delivered the live beta product of Relation 1 and the Relation Graph, and also the demo of the Relation link to it. So recently we have a brand new update to the UI and website. You may find that looks quite different from the previous one. And we plan to listen to our user feedback on the products and continue to optimize the experience on Web3. And now you can just download the Relation 1. It's a plugin to add to your browser extension and unlock your own visual social Web3 social graph. And in the near future, we have the plan to release a mature economic model and a data atom trading model in the second half of this year. So with those will allow the users to authorize data to be earned and freely traded on the data marketplace. For the next year, by 2023, we expect to complete the global social relation graph for the multi-chains and begin some advanced analysis of AI intelligent data and support the native social relationship data for the metaverse.
Awesome. Thanks for the great introduction, Jessica. So let's move on to the next part of our AMA. And we have several questions which have come for AMA, but we selected 5 questions from Twitter. So let's start.
Yeah.
So Pilo T, he is asking, I want to understand what makes relation project standing out. What makes it different from other projects that are similar? Also, what is your max potential and what are the outstanding features of the project? And how do you attract more customers?
Thanks for the question from Pilo T. From our version, actually, we believe that the people are the sum of their social relationships. One of the important features of the evolution from Web 2 to Web 3 is that we are strengthening privacy and emphasizing on the micro behaviors and relationships that we start with relation data as the key. So I think it captured the essence of the Web3 social network at the mindset level and can promote the evolution well. So we are not focusing on your privacy data. We do not want to know who you are, what's your name, your gender, your age, and everything you think is private. And we just want to find out what you like, what content you are interested, whom you want to interact with. So that's what we are focusing on to build the Web3 social graph, and relation orients to the entire Web3 ecosystem in terms of the product, and not restricted to a single blockchain or a single address. So you can just bind your various addresses on the, for example, on Ethereum, and binary addresses from multiple chains in your relation one canister. And relation is people-oriented, and we focus on the people behind the addresses and the relationship between people. So the finally established global social relation graph orients towards the multi-chain ecosystem with the macro behaviors for all the Web3 natives. So we are still exploring other public chain underlying protocols in addition to what we have at this moment, namely the Divinity, the Ethereum, and also the Polkadot. Our goal is to expand the Web3 social graph data towards a multi-chain system, which we're currently doing through a unified user login to a multi-chain wallet. What you will expect to experience is that you just go to a chain like, for example, BSC. And you go to this chain and call the native wallet there, and you call your relation one first, and the relation one will call your native wallet, and you get signature there to show this is your address. And by doing that, your social activities happened on this address will be all stored in your relation one data canister as a part of your social data. And as I mentioned, we have already opened up the MetaMask, the internet identity for the internet computer, and Polkadot support. We'll also open up more wallet login portals in the near future. And in addition, technically, Relation has implemented a graph database in Rust, and that can run on Watson. So based on the graph database to organize the relational data, relation builds a global social relation graph and provide services for the users and the apps. And in terms of the business model, relation takes advantage of the possibility of social relationship data to empower the new generation of the apps, such as the DeFi, the DID, and NFT marketplace. It allowed the apps to focus on the business logic and enhance the social attribute at lower cost. And at the same time, we provide the higher order data services such as the n-degree relationship recommendation, data mining, and etc., bringing the business model upgrade to the apps, including the DeFi's. For example, we can enable them to have a credit scoring to expand their balance sheet. Yeah, that's my answer. Thank you.
Thank you for explanation. So let's move on to the next question. So it's from watcher_ICP. He asked, do you have plan to work with apps such as DSC VR and District, OpenChat, etc. in the future? So I envision a future where all social apps, wallet, and internet identity are working together.
Yeah, thanks for the question from Watcher. I see you in our Discord, and the person is Japanese speaking. And to answer your question, we welcome all kinds of cooperations and collaborations. As spoken, our positioning in the Web3 infrastructure that supports various kind of the apps, ranging from the social the app and games to DeFi, etc. And we are supporting them in terms of the social attributes and bringing the users more interactability so that they can have fun in the Web3 world and stay longer here to enjoy themselves. So we do have the plan to work with Divinity Project as well as bringing in more blockchain communities. Our goal is to make the Web3 experience better, so both for the users and the developers. Thank you.
Very interesting details. So let's proceed for next question. I like the answer which you are giving with very patience. So third question from Pelagzi. He says, what are your plans for global expansion of Relation? Is Relation only focused on the current market or focus on building and acquiring users or partnerships? Can Relation tell us?
Yeah, of course. We have the global expansion plan at this moment. And so after our brand upgrade recently, we will launch some grant support and the app integration incentives, and also a developer incubation for the next stage. We have a plan to spread awareness about Relation in different countries where English is not spoken well. Currently in our Discord community, our Russian, Japanese, and Vietnamese communities are quite active at this moment. And for the grant support, any influential media community or individual KOLs who are interested and who can bring benefit to the Relation brand or community development are all welcome to apply for the grant support to work with us together. We also welcome the global eco projects to integrate with Relation Link to suites and provide feedbacks and suggestions for optimizing our products. For those people who integrate with us early, for those early birds, they will receive our early integration support and share the Relation community resource and brand linkage. And besides that, we also have the plan to launch a developer course to help the developers to quickly learn the two suites of the Relation Link to enrich the usage scenarios of the different apps through the online classes. we will topics, including the analysis of multiple published ideas into reality. Thank you.
A project with great developing strategy and great use cases is going to be very good. So relation has those aspects.
Yeah.
So we are heading towards fourth question from Kang. Entrepreneurs and investors are getting more and more busy, and they work on smartphones regularly. Does relation have plans to these gadgets yet?
Thanks for the question. Yeah, we actually do have noticed that significance. We found that they may like to use their handphone to interact with others, to call the apps. So we do have the plan to introduce an application for Android and iOS for Relation One, the social app, in the near future. This is already scheduled. So just stay tuned for the latest news and follow us on Twitter. Thank you.
Thank you for the answer, Jessica. So now we have one last question from Twitter section. A key boy, he asks, I saw there is a data to earn feature in relation. What kind of data can I contribute? What is the procedure for that? How much rewards can I get for that?
Yeah, thanks, Aki Boy. I found that you've been asking a lot of good questions in the Twitter comments. Yeah, we are currently building this data to earn economy model and also the data trading outcome model. So for those two models, they work together to enable the users to ensure that the people can share the value generated by their own data. We all know that the social data, user social data is valuable, and there will be a lot of institutions doing the data processing and making decisions based on the data analysis. So they will have the demand for the social data to make analysis. As long as the demand exists, your social data will have a market. But the current situation is the market is operated as a mutual oligopoly by the big techs, and they are harvesting your data value instead of you. And by introducing the data to earn scheme, and we hope by empowering you, we can ensure your data sovereignty, and we will try our best to make it easy procedures for you, like someone who is non-crypto background. So just follow us on the Twitter or join our community to get the latest news on this. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your explanation. So now we have ended our Twitter segment. And next, we are moving to Telegram and YouTube live question segment. So users, please be ready with your questions. Once the timer starts, you can post your questions on Telegram chat and YouTube live chat. So our guest will be picking 5 questions from Telegram and 5 questions from YouTube live. So all the best for you guys, and let's start. That's many questions on Telegram and YouTube. Jessica, the floor is yours. So you can just choose 5 questions on Telegram and then YouTube live chat.
Asked. I tried to pick some from your questions, so sorry to keep you waiting so long. And I picked some questions, and I'll go through it one by one. Firstly, I have 5 questions from the Telegram. The first is that can you tell us, has the project been audited? As we know, the smart contracts were vulnerable to hacks, and to carry out an audit costs a lot of money. So can you tell us a little about that? Because investors need to know. Sure, yeah, that's the yes, that's the area you may care about. Frankly speaking, we're not doing auditing at this moment, but we do have this plan in the near future before we open source this the code. And why we're not doing that is because we are actually developing a application which is quite different to the DeFi's. We're not taking your funds, and we are an application for you to just try it out, to establish contacts with your friends, and to add something to your favorite in the data canister. This is a better product that you can try out and tell us what you want and how to improve that. And we're also subsidizing for you at this moment. For everybody, we subsidize you 0.1 C of gas fees because of the reverse gas fee functionality of the Divinity. So you are using it for free. Currently, you have no threshold for start using it. Just try out and give us some feedbacks. In the future, before we will open source it, the product will be audited. Thank you. And for the second question, how did you get the community involved in developing the project? And how do you build a strong community to grow globally? Thanks for the question. As I mentioned, we call the community users to download the product and just try out and give us feedback and suggestions in developing the social apps at this moment. And also for the B-end product, that is the relation link to Suite. We are inviting the community developers to join our course. We'll start later soon in next month, and to get know more about how we can easily be adopted and to be leveraged to develop your own projects. Please join us later and look out for the latest news by following our Twitter. And yeah,
Awesome.
we have the plan to develop the strong communities globally. So we do have the Amsterdam projects and also the QL Star project later. Just stay tuned. And for the question, the third question is a little bit related to the second question. The ambassadors play a very important role in every project. And do you have this ambassador program? If yes, how can I be one? Of course, we have these. As I mentioned, our communities speaking Russian and Vietnamese and Japanese are quite active in the Discord at this moment. If you are speaking other languages and want to be one of our ambassadors, please just contact us and join our QL Start program later. Thank you.
Fourth question.
Yeah, the fourth question, what are the key milestones on your roadmap? both things you have already achieved and things what we can looking forward to. Any partnership and short or long-term technical milestones that you want to talk about or bring some attention to? Yeah, really good questions. For the milestones, we have the long-term goals and also the short-term ones. We have our roadmap, we call it the relation matrix. You can find it on our web store. You just search for Relation Labs and can see our official web store and see the roadmaps there. In our designing, in the past, we are like in staying on the planet, so we don't have the tools to explore the outer space. And we developed the relation beta products like the Relation One and Relation Link to suite that enable the users to explore the outer communities to establish contacts. And with all those tools, we have already established this personalized social graph. You can just try to unlock your ones by downloading the Relation One. And with more and more people joining in, we can reach the galaxy by constructing the global social relation graph. And at that moment, we have hopefully we already have a lot of data generated, the social data stored in your own space, right? So the data will start generating value at that moment. So we have the AM module that we call it a black hole in the galaxy, that we just throw in the data and see, we don't know what happened there because it's black hole, and just see what coming out. That's the AM model. And the next step is hopefully we can establish next generation of the social networks for the metaverse natives and keep developing our AI models to support the decision making of our users for the institutions, also for the individual users like you and me. And hopefully the last stage, we call it an omniverse. That is, we can have our power AI world. And for the short term, we're developing the relation link to switch to integrating with more and more apps, and to bringing in the more communities to grow our at this moment. In the second half of this year, we can introduce you the tokenomic model with the data to earn scheme and also the data trade autumn model. So stay tuned. And the fifth question, how can users stay updated with this project? Are there channels, including local communities, where users can get the latest updates? Thanks for the question. At this moment, please follow the Twitter and join the Discord channel to look for the latest news and updates. And later, when we start the KOL Start program and have our ambassadors selected in various local communities, we can have some round tours to have local meetups with you in your place to give you the latest updates. And of course, when if the COVID situation allows. Thank you.
Great to hear about these informations. And so now we have finished Telegram section. So let's move on to YouTube live chat section.
Yeah, I also see a lot of questions from the YouTube live chat. Thank you all for sending in the questions. I've picked 5 to give you some answers. the question is, currently we don't have a token for relation. So what's the revenue model of the relation? Do you have a plan to create a token for relation in future? Yeah, that I think a lot of people care about that. Yes, we do have the plan to generate our token in the second half of this year, and please follow us in the Twitter to follow us to look for the new latest updates. And the revenue model, in case of the revenue model, we have this model for our B-end users. Let's give you some clue that because we have the data marketplace, right? We're enabling the users to provide their data, to sell their data, and of course there will be some institutions will be buying the data. And we are taking the fees from the transactions for the vast majority of the transactions, and we take the charges to our relation treasury, and also we take out from part of the relation treasury to subsidy our users. And also for all those users who want to participate in the data trading, they have to deposit token to the contract, so that you cannot code the system. So okay, this
Great.
will have the future update for the tokenomics later.
So now we have more 4 questions left.
Yeah. The second question from YouTube, that many projects fail because they don't understand their target audiences and their customer. And so I want to ask, who is the most ideal customer for your projects? That's really good question, because we also have a careful consideration of our positioning. Because we are doing the Web3 infrastructure, right? So actually, we are not competing with any of the apps, including the social apps and also the other apps like GameFi and DeFi, etc. And we are supporting them as a middleware to provide the tools, that is our relation link to suite, to enable their users more reachable and interactable, and to add some social attribute to their products. So that's that is the most ideal customer of our projects, as is actually the variety apps. So but we also have this Relation One social app for the C-end users. That's because we need to have this for our community users to try it out. And also we have, this is also a use case of our relation link to Suite. And the C-end users can just use it and tell us where the initial demand comes from and what they need the Web3 social graph to be.
Yes.
And
Great.
the
So I have seen your roadmap and your backers. It's really enormous. I like there are many backers, and your roadmap looks interesting, like planet, star, galaxy, and those names are very interesting.
Thanks.
Yeah. So third question.
Yeah, the third question, what's the advantage we can enjoy from the relation link, and how will it be used? This question I need to first clarify that the relation link to Sui is not for the CN users like you and me, but for the developers. If you are developers, the relation link is the good tool for you. You can just adopt it and take leverage on it to build your own apps to add on social attributes. I give you some example if you are developing an NFT marketplace, and currently most of the NFT marketplace is not enabling users to have a chat function to communicate with each other. So you can just leverage on us to enable your users to chat with each other. For example, I see this NFT, it looks really cool and want to buy it, but I don't know whether the owner is willing to sell it. I just message the owner that your NFT looks cool. Are you selling it? If no, okay, I'll find someone else. Just like that. Yeah, I hope this answers your question.
So, fourth question, please.
For the fourth question, do you have any computation in the market, and where are we expecting to see this project in the next few years? When back to the time when started to developing this project from the scratch, we don't see any competitors in the market actually. But recently we see some names coming out. They are also in this vertical of the Web3 social graph. If you do some research, you will find someone also doing the similar works like us. And we're glad to see that actually we see that more and more people find seeing the Web3 social graph and Web3 social network is important and want to do something interesting to benefit the Web3 native users in this vertical. So we're glad to see that. And so hopefully, because our positioning is that we are the middleware that's supporting all the social D apps. So we hope in the near future that we can have some cooperation with each other and we can support them in terms of developing some tools for them. And hopefully we can see each other in the Web3 in the next few years, that we are together to empower the Web3 natives. Thank you.
Awesome. So,
and
Jessica, thanks for explanation. Please choose one last question for this AMA.
Yeah, the last question, what's the main purpose to start this project? This is really a good question. I should see this in the from the study of this AMA. The main purpose is actually that we found in the Web2 world that the data privacy is a problem, and also the data is not portable. You cannot just port your data from your Facebook to the Twitter. And for the Web3 users, they are not interactable. They cannot send messages to the addresses. You see the address, but if you want to contact with them, no way to do that. And you know that must be a person behind the address, but you cannot reach them. So that's why we start this project. We want to make people behind the addresses to not to be a string of alphabets, but a live person staying on the ground, staying on the world, and can be a KOL or active participant in the community, and they help to protect their privacy. They help to have their data sovereignty by not only ensuring their privacy ownership, but also ensuring the income generated by the data. So that's why we started the project. We hope we can empower the Web3 natives, and we hope we can make the Web3 easy and more enjoyable for everyone in the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your answers, Jessica. And what a great time we have today here with CryptoNite Club. It's really great AMA, and you're doing very interesting project. We are really honored to have you here, and best of luck to you and for whole team and relation project, relation chat and their announcement channel and Discord, and all the best for everyone. Yeah. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Also, please don't